So an update on one of our natural building projects that we did last year. It's the thermal mass rocket stove. I did a time-lapse video of us building it last year, and it was inside the teepee, but it never quite worked. For some reason the drawer was not sucking at all, and I'm just going to go through a little bit of an update of the reasons why and what we've done to actually start making it work. This is thermal mass rocket stove, which we have taken off. Now, it didn't quite work because I didn't want to put a hole in my teepee, so what I did is I actually dropped the chimney underground, and I put quite a long flue. It was 3 meters with a spinner on top, but you know what, it just did not work. Smoke does not travel downhill. So based on that recommendation, we were having a lot of backdraft, a lot of smoke coming into the teepee, so in the end it wasn't being used. So what we've done is we've actually done some modifications. I dug out the thing, and at the moment we've just got a soil seal, so the smoke's coming, and then we put this vertical pipe in. You know, this nice vertical pipe. You can see the smoke's coming out of the top with the heat spinner. It's doing well. But again, running through 10 meters of thermal mass pipe, which is basically all of this distance here. You know, it's a huge distance. We have the seats on it because it's the summer. We're using it as a bench. It just wasn't drawing properly, so we were getting a lot of backdraft. So Marco and I did a little bit of research, a little bit of trial and error, and then we came up with designing this system, and it seems to be working beautifully. On the side of the thermal mass rocket stove, we actually had a little smoke chamber here, and this smoke chamber was great. We were actually using it to clean the ashes out, clean it, and yeah, it was doing really well. But when we put the chimney on there, we've noticed that the rocket stove was working, roaring perfectly. So what we've done is, to get the rocket stove working, is we've put this connector on that smoke pipe, and that is actually creating an updraft. We've got a little baffler here, so when it's open, which it is now, then it's actually just bypassing the thermal mass, and it's just going straight up and out of the chimney. So, you know, it's this whole corner is getting absolutely and hot, and look, you know, it's working so well. It's absolutely roaring through there. If you can hear it as well, we've got just a really nice sound, and that's getting hot. But what we've actually noticed, which is really interesting, is the heat is traveling up this pipe here, getting to this point, and then it's actually, whoa, it's actually being sucked back into the thermal mass. This pipe is now also too hot, and the heat travels down. So what is actually happening, which is very interesting, is not only is the smoke rising up here, but the heat is traveling back down into the thermal mass, going through the pipe, the 10 meters of pipe that's inside the thermal mass, and then being recirculated back into the fire. So I don't know why. If anyone knows a little bit more about thermal mass and wants to leave something in the comments, then it would be really interesting to understand if the dynamics of heat and smoke. But this is now starting to work. So the trial test we've done today is doing super well. I'm also going to put a little bit of a sketch of how I built the stove and the mistakes I made, and yeah, you know, it's really working well. And now, just to get it to work the other way, we close the baffler, and you'll see it's still working well, but it's not roaring as much as usual. You know, it really is not drawing, but that's saving the wood. It's a very thirsty fire when it's roaring. But the difference is the pipe then starts to actually cool off here. So all that heat is now going into the bench. So we've got a system now that's working, but the only difference is when we turn it off, we're definitely producing more smoke. So the fire is not burning so efficiently. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the update on our thermal mass, and if you have any feedback or any information that you'd like to pass on and of your wisdom, then we'd be very happy to hear. You know, we're just here in the forest trying things out, seeing what's working, seeing what doesn't, and yeah, super enjoying it. And we have a little bit of politics here going on with Guru and Samsa. I leave you on that note. Love and light, guys. Love and light.